good one, as we have spawned down to the bottom right-hand corner. Our red Terran, currently 1 game down, representing Startail and Korea. Give it up for Bomber. And down to the bottom left, 1 game up in this best of 5, representing Acer and Canada. Give it up for Scarlett.
She might be hearing those cheers. Normally a stone-faced killer, giving a little bit of a smirk when the audience starts cheering.
Happy with the results so far. Can she make it further here? The round of 8 will be phenomenal. Maybe she can go the whole way if she shows a stronger performance, as we've seen in a lot of these games so far.
Maybe. I mean, this is becoming a possibility, and it's getting scary that players that we have left are in tip-top shape. I don't know. Bomber, by the way, looks like he's going for command center first.
Yep. And the drone is... She was anticipating something very aggressive. So going and scouting this whole location, making sure that her 2 racks is not evident at all. Very important. But now she's going to head across. And this scout's going to be very early to see a command center first.
And it's going to be a little bit annoying, too. I'm sure she's going to micro that drone against the SCV. And we've seen from her before that she's very likely to go double hatch before pool when spotting a build like this.
So there is certainly that capability here for her, and by that proxy, oh no, Bomber does not. I was going to say maybe he'd go for a quick 3rd command center. I guess he could after the barracks as well, though, if that was the case. But Scarlett decides to go for the spawning pool before the hatchery.
Yeah, you know, she got in and didn't see an orbital making, and actually when she went by, she didn't peek to see if there was a command center. So she actually missed that a little bit, whereas in her other game, she was going quick 3 hatch. So I think that this was just the tiniest scouting error that resulted in the pool coming first. But I guess we'll see if she makes that 3rd hatch anyways.
Yeah, certainly a possibility here as the gas does start for Bomber as well. He has options, could go for Reaper early on, could even just take straight up to that factory and make something happen there, which I would like to see.
Well, we'll be seeing that in just a moment from Bomber. Scarlett, though, do you want to see her play exactly the same way she's been playing? Because it seems kind of flawless.
I would like to see Scarlett play the same game as game number 1, but with a little bit of an earlier Baneling nest.
Okay, yeah, that would help out, just in case Bomber goes for one of these slightly faster time runs, whether that's Marines and Hellions, Marauders and Hellions, something like that.
Yeah, just because I think that Bomber's position here is like, right, game 1 didn't go really well. Okay, I have to kind of reevaluate these things, and then says maybe, I want to go for something a little bit more aggressive this time. So that earlier Baneling nest here might just slightly compensate, and it's not too far out of the way for a build, I don't think.
No, that's, you know what, I think that that's a smart thing you're saying there, Claris, because Bomber can't go into that macro play once again. Now, Scarlett is going up to 4 queens. I do expect that she's going to take a 3rd base reasonably fast this game.
Yeah.
No gases quite yet. I am wondering if maybe she'll mix up, because what if, because she hasn't really done it, what if she mixed in like a Roach Bane all-in just suddenly out of the blue? That might catch Bomber off guard, and if you go up 2-0 to start, a lot of times the series is already over. A lot of times the player defeats themselves for you.
Yeah. Well, it would be interesting if that happened, because not only would it blow my mind, it would probably blow Bomber's mind as well, not really anticipating that, as his 3rd command center is coming down reasonably early here, so he just wants to continue on with that macro focus. But I love the 4-queen defense style, as well as the creep spread out from Scarlett. I think it really offers you a lot of versatility in the early game.
Oh, I have to agree with you. I love between 4 and 6 queens. You're going to be able to get that creep spread out. It's going to be great defense against all sorts of things. And they're useful as the game progresses, and you need more queens for more hatcheries.
And that 3rd base is going to go down. It's going to be spotted relatively quickly here by Bomber, but I think he was kind of anticipating that anyway, as he is going for a Hellion opener. So what we were anticipating going into game number 2 is coming to fruition here. I think this is very, very smart by Bomber.
Yeah, everything is starting to look pretty decent for him here. He should have a much better time. Does show those Hellions now, so Scarlett knows what's going on. A much more standard game this time, which means she won't be able to power up quite as much. But with her queen count, And the fact she's making some Zerglings with speed on the way, she should be fine. I don't expect any real damage to occur.
Yeah, well, the double engineering bay as well as evolution chamber going down at relatively similar times here. Bomber, hey, sneaky, trying to get past, but the Zerglings, whoa, catch one of them, very nice.
And that was a lot of drones lined up.
That certainly was a lot of drones. Has to be careful about that. 2 do go down here in the main, but the Zerglings still in hot pursuit. A few drones did get pulled off as well here. 4 have already gone down, but if it loses any more than that, I don't think so.
It looks like that's about it with a couple more queens coming in. So not the most effective harassment, but you know what? Bombers killed off 4 drones, and that's pretty decent. A lot of scouting going on as well.
Yep, and trying to get a few more volleys off on these drones, but they go for the surround. Drones are having none of that, and gets another drone.
Oh, yeah, there you go. 5. Okay, not too bad, but he did lose all of his Hellions, and he hasn't remade them. You know, that's definitely a big difference from what we saw from Maru. Maru chose to keep making Hellions. Actually had quite a few, even after he lost some initial ones. So the map control is completely gone for Bomber right now. Controlling the creep spread is completely gone for right now, but in lieu of that, he's going to get his macro going a bit quicker.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he didn't get a single creep tumor during all that. Maybe he delayed a queen from laying one down.
Yeah,
but
probably.
It's by the by here, as Scarlett is just continuing to power on with that creep, and as we said before, it's pretty scary.
Well, you know what? There's that earlier Baneling nest like you were asking for, and I think that this is probably an adjustment that she made with the same type of logic you were talking about, especially after seeing those Hellions. Just a little bit safer.
Yeah. And we have 1-1 on the way for both players, with the Zerglings just poking around here and seeing what's up. So she sees 1 or 2 Widow Mines there, not too bad. And aside from that, not much else. So this game's going to continue going on. I still want to see something from Bomber that's going to change things up here in the mid-game.
You know, the one thing that I think is going to change things up a little bit for him is he's getting the Widow Mines a lot quicker, because I feel like this is something that she's abused against him in the last game and against Maru in their game on the same map. Just not enough Widow Mines when she starts moving in. You know, Ling, Bane, Muta, very strong composition, but when you have a lot of Widow Mines, it becomes very difficult to attack. So I do like this change from Bomber in this series.
Yeah, very, very good indeed. And now Scarlett, she's going to have to accommodate for that in turn. This move out here with the aggression from Bomber, I really, really like this movement out. Forcing a lot of units, maybe not when she actually wants to be making them. That being said, she's at 70 workers already, but she doesn't have any army supply.
Now she's just making a lot of Lings and Banes right now. Shouldn't take too much more damage. A few creep tumors going down, a few Lings and an Overlord as well, but looks like it should be able to get cleaned up. The Widow Mines go off, not the best hits ever, and looks like she's safe for now.
Catches a few Banelings on the tail end of that last one, so Bomber not doing too badly. Look at his supply, 129 to 101, but now, as we said before, Scarlett is at her drone, the happiness place in drones. So
the happiness place.
The happiness. But the thing is, it's units from here on out. With that Spire finishing, eventually some Mutalists will come out. Has to be a little bit careful about when she goes for those, though, because of this pressure.
Yeah, this pressure, frontal pressure being so strong. The Banelings coming in, speed not quite done for them. Beautiful hit on that Widow Mine.
Yeah.
And Bomber's pushing her back. She's even having to evacuate her drones.
Bomber doing a very, very good job here. A perfect timing for him to strike when Scarlett is at her weakest. Not very many units out. She's trying to get some Mutalisks out. I don't know if those are going to be able to help.
Oh,
the third base has gone down.
You know, the Mutalisk, I think the best she can do with it is a counterattack, hoping there's no missile turrets to try to catch up in that way, because she's falling behind economically. She had to transfer all her drones over to a new third base. Her supply's low, and that third base is going to be attacked now.
Bomber doing really, really well here. These Banelings, they're going to roll in, but they don't get the most efficient of connections just yet here, as those Widow Mines. One of them burrows to save its charge. Will it be able to connect with any Banelings? No, not just yet.
Well, looks like, there you go, another little connection going down, and Bomber continuing to rally across the map, kind of like one of these rally pushes. He's making over 10 Marines at a time, getting his upgrades still, pushing out those medevacs, and it's working much better this game with the increased Widow Mine support.
So scary for Scarlett to deal with, and she's not dealing with it just yet. Oh, does get a Baneling connection, and these Mutalisks should be able to clean up a few of these Marines, but it's all important here. Those Widow Mines just got a few charges. Connect with some of those Mutas.
And the Muta's actually taken a little bit of a beating here, but she has cleaned up the Widow Mine, so that's very important.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, look at the supply, Caleres. Bomber is doing really fantastically with his macro.
Yeah, literally, he's just rocketing ahead here. There's just a few Banelings morphing in, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Bomber has shown that he's able to split back quite effectively. And now, well, he's gonna retreat. He feels as if he's done enough damage, but the next wave of aggression is on the way very soon.
Yeah, you know what? This is... Scarlett only has 3 bases. And when you're staying on layer tech, like this, I mean, it's going to be very hard to fight 3 base versus 3 base when your opponent is really focusing on Marine Widowmine. And I feel like she's going to have to get a couple lucky connections, really, or some unlucky Widowmine hits for Bomber to be able to push this back correctly.
And there's a lot of Widowmines burrowed there. How well the connection's going to go down. She catches a lot of Banelings, but at the same time, a lot of the Marines die off in the process as well. Scarlett pushes that back. Nicely done.
The one thing we definitely can say for Scarlett here, Claris, is the fact that she's getting a lot of Mutalisks. She's going to be over 20 in a moment. As long as she keeps these alive and keeps building on them, they're going to be pretty useful. But, Bomber has 3-3 on the way, and when you hit 3-3, Mutiling Bane gets shredded.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it going, and Scarlett, she knows that as well, but she doesn't know how, well, I mean, she knows 2-2's there. She doesn't have full intel at the fact that 3-3 is being researched right now, as Bomber just rallying across the map with even more units, and just trying to set himself up good positions. Actually, he's not rallying, he's saving everything at the back.
It seems like he's just kind of set up right now. This is kind of interesting. Maybe this is a force to try to draw Scarlett in, because Scarlett knows that she needs a 4th base very soon, and she may be thinking about taking this one. So I think Bomber is just kind of waiting for his max to reinforce and go for the kill.
And I'm liking Bomber's position in the fact that, you know, not only is he putting a lot of aggression, doing a lot of damage, but also that keeps the creep spread back by proxy. So every single little thing here for Bomber it's going his way. All he has to do is stall out and just continue to take these trades. Oh, great Widowmine connections.
Absolutely fantastic. But here comes the rest of Bomber's army. So many Marines coming up. A good amount of Widowmines still left alive, and a lot of them actually have quite a bit of charge. So Scarlett, really all she's working with here is a scrappy amount of Lings and Banes and a decent amount of Mutas, but their upgrades are not fantastic.
Exactly. The Mutas can never properly engage without the complementing ground army there as well. And Scarlett does not have that right now. She has 30 Lings, a few Banelings going to try and go for this here at the bottom, try and break out of this location, kills off a lot of Marines at the bottom, but will it be enough with the Marines at the north?
Well, I don't know that it will be. Look at Bomber's supply. Look at the fact he's attacking this 3rd base. He is going to end up killing this hatchery unless Scarlett goes right now, and here she goes. But no, it goes down. A great, huge kill for Bomber.
Army supply 108 to 69 right now. Scarlett in a lot of trouble. These Banelings need to connect really, really nicely. Some of them do get good connections, but still Widowmines clean up quite a lot of that. The Mutalisks are all that's left, and the reinforcing army of Bomber marches forwards and says, no Mutalisks, not today.
I don't know what Scarlett's supposed to do here anymore. She really needs some lucky Baneling hits. She's kept those Mutas alive fantastically, up to 23 at the moment. But 3-3 is finishing in just a couple seconds here. And at this point, Bomber can almost attack move.
Yeah, he's getting in a very, very terrifying position for Scarlett to deal with. Even army counts now still 105 to 72. So Bomber's army is always going to be considerably stronger, and he's even got that 4th base up and running, while Scarlett's economy is in tatters right now in comparison.
No, it's a tough spot to be in, but maybe she can make something happen. You know, when you have this many Mutas, if you kill their army once, sometimes you can get on top of their production and gain a big lead before they can clean you out.
Yeah. Well, the Marine's going to move into the middle once again here. Bomber just striking fear into the heart of Scarlett as he continues to march around her side of the map. And unfortunately for Scarlett, because of that, she can't go for any counter-aggression. It's damn near impossible unless she wants to go for a full-blown base trade.
Yeah, but how well would that really work against Marines, Medivacs, and Widowmines? It'd be very difficult for her to end up winning. So she's trying to hold this off. She's trying to get that lucky break and win this game. But Bomber continued to push forward. Some nice running back. The Widowmines being spread as well. Scarlett doesn't have much longer that she can stay up here for.
Yeah, Bomber spread so fantastically here. The Marines just move on forward. Baneling's trying to catch a lot of this off, but I don't even think the Banelings can actually fully contest with that. So many Marines left over as they chase back the Mutalisks once again. Bomber playing a fantastic game number 2, altering up from game number 1 so greatly.
And you know what? We've been so focused on this never-ending march of Bomber's Marines. He got a 4th base up. This I mean, that is, he's never going to run out of units at this point.
Nope, the Marines are just going to keep coming, and Scarlett's like, when does this end? And the answer's never. GG! Bomber ties up the series.